Okay, I'm Boss Bay. If you didn't know, welcome to our channel, TravelWritePaint. And today's video, I wanted to talk about a couple of my favorite exercises for rounded shoulders. We as backpackers tend to shrug a lot, of course, because we're carrying a pack. And also in daily life, a lot of the things that we do are very forward. So like driving, typing, doom scrolling, YouTube watching. I don't know why this is YouTube watching, but I imagine this is your mouse and you're watching. Anyways, or TV watching. Okay, you get the picture. Anyways, so we want to fix this motion and also tuck the chin. So we're gonna go over, like I said, a few of my favorite exercises, and let's get into it. Also, cheers, drinking coffee, but it is decaf. So we want to keep the forehead resting on the mat. We want to keep the hips resting on the mat. And what we're going to want to focus on is we're going to lift the arms without shrugging up the traps. In this position, I want to focus on my pinkies touching overhead. So my palms are going to be facing up. And then I'm going to get a big full range of motion in my shoulders and have the pointer fingers touching behind. Tendency with this is oftentimes we want to get as much height in the shoulder. So what we think is that we're gonna scrunch up the traps, but that isn't what we wanna focus on. We actually wanna focus on the lower lats. Being extra shruggy on top, where we're super over activating our upper traps, is a lot of times where we get a lot of the stiff neck and like upper back irritation and pain. So a very common tendency is when we're trying to get more length over our shoulder overhead, we shrug up our traps to meet our ears, but we don't want to do that. What we want to think about is we want to relax the shoulders away from the ears, and in there then we can get some actual true mobility through our shoulders rather than trying to just get as high as we can. If you're finding that you're becoming too scrunched up in the shoulder pass-throughs and you're like, oh, I'm just not really feeling it, another great way would just to be to focus on that overhead position. So as with anything, first we're going to pull the shoulder blades back and then pull them down, and from here, palms facing up, we're going to bring the arms out. That might be enough for you. You could just be right there, because it could be that your tendency is you're going to want to be here, right? So we always need to start, pull the shoulder blades back, relax the shoulders away from the ears, supinate the palms, turn the palms out, and then press them up, trying to keep the elbows lifted with the arms and holding there. Now for a more active exercise, and I say active in quotes because really when we're doing a lot of upper back mobility and shoulder mobility, we really want to stay active in that we're focusing on those lats, because the tendency for the traps to take over, especially for someone like me, maybe you're not overactive in your traps, but a lot of times we find that we really are overactive up here, and so we really got to focus to exercise to get the mobility, to get the activation in our lower lats. So taking a little bit more active of an exercise here, we're going to come to a bulldog. So we're going to keep the hips stacked over the knees, we're going to tuck the toes, and then having the wrists right underneath the shoulders, we're going to draw in the belly button towards the lower back, and we're going to hover the knees. We're going to stay here for a few seconds because this is a really strong position and the foundation for this exercise. Then we're going to twist open using our upper back. So I'm going to bring one arm in just slightly, and then I'm going to open up through my upper back and look towards my fingers. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to maintain my bulldog position. So I'm trying to keep my hips level. I'm trying to keep my knees in the same position. I'm not twisting open. I could do that all day. But what I am doing is trying to maintain this strong core, this strong position, and then opening up so I can really open up through the shoulders, through the upper back. Also, remember that the focus here is that we don't want to scrunch, so we want to pull the shoulder blades back and down. Do any of these anytimes. They're great to do if you got a little quick break in between you're working or anything like that. You're like, well, Suze, that's great, but I don't want to get down onto the floor. So we're going to utilize a wall. You can utilize a door, anything you want to. Big thing with this one is you want to get every piece of your back to be touching the wall. So the upper back, right? And we don't want this space in between the lower back and the shoulders. So what we want to do is we want to actually draw in the belly towards the lower back. We want to tuck the chin so everything is aligned. I have my feet away from the wall here to get my back flatter. The more better you become at it, eventually maybe you get your legs all the way to the wall. But if you got a little junk in the trunk, that might never happen. I'm not sure. I'm not there yet, but I'll let you know when I get there. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna press that lower back into the mat, into the wall, right? And then remember, we're gonna bring our shoulder blades back and then relax them down. And then from here, we're just gonna bring our arms out, elbows to touch the wall. And then we're gonna just slide them up the wall as much as we can without having the elbows leave the wall. Big thing right here is the tendency to want, we got a siren, people, hazards of YouTubing. Also, side note, if you find these easy, you're probably doing it wrong, okay? Because these should not be easy if you're doing them correctly. So we're gonna press that upper back against the wall. We're gonna bring those shoulder blades back and down, and we're gonna bring those elbows to the wall, and we're gonna slide them up by not letting that mid back leave the wall. Eventually, the elbows will come away from the wall. If they don't, find a different YouTube channel. And then we're just gonna come on back, till we find the elbows against the wall again, and then bringing them down. So if I'm like, hi Suze, doing this all day, honey. Okay, tuck the chin, shoulder blades back, mid back, upper back, all against the wall. Press into that wall. Slide those shoulders up. Touch the fingers overhead. I can still maintain my back against the wall and touch my fingertips overhead. If you're shrugging, you'll look something like this. You won't be able to actually keep that whole head against the wall. So remember, we're tucking the chin, mid back, upper back, everything pressed against the wall, bringing the arms up, having the elbows touching the wall for as long as you can, not breaking at the rib cage, okay? And I'm sliding them up, up. Oh, it's getting harder. Now my elbows are gonna leave the wall, fingertips touch overhead, and I'm gonna bring the elbows back to the wall as soon as I can, and slide them back down. If you find that that's easy, bring your feet closer. If you find you want more of a challenge, try to keep your elbows touching the wall for longer. Make sure we go for a full range of motion, all the way squeezing them back as much as we can. All right, that's all I have for you today, guys. Thanks so much for watching this video. Thank you, Mama Welder, for this suggestion. I hope this video was helpful to you as well as everybody else. Keeping those shoulders blades back. Look at me, I'm already shrugging. See, I spent too much time on the computer. Okay, so make sure you get those shoulder blades back and down. Keep that chin tucked. We don't want to be chicken neck in it. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, you guys. You guys rock. This really helps support Travel Write Paint, support our channel. Every time you watch a video, like, comment, let me know anything else you'd like to see here, and I will try to provide. Thanks, y'all.